My mom is from Brazil, my dad is from Paraguay. I was born in Paraguay, but I moved when I was 1 to Brazil. I was going just back and forth because my dad and my mom, they split up when I was just 1. So my mom went back to Brazil. It was very hard because you can imagine my mom was very young. I think at that time when I was 1, my mom was about 20, early 20s. Sometimes we didn't have even the money to pay the rent. I remember she was like struggling. My sister was very, very helpful. I remember she was like 9 years old and she was cooking for me. She was like kind of my mom because my mom had to work and she was looking after me. Sorry. I started to grow. I was very close to my sister, and then she started to work when she was 17 in a water park. It was just like for the summer season. And there was one day that they came back and said to her like, oh, we need someone casual for tomorrow. And then she said, oh, I cannot get anyone tomorrow, just my sister, my little sister that's 14. I can get home and tell her if she wants to come. She'll be very happy to come. I ended up staying there for 5 years. And I only stopped working there because I went to uni. So I said, I'm gonna do Bachelor in Tourism because I wanna be a missionary. After that, things started happening more. So I got a better job in another hotel where I stayed more 5 years there. I got my passport for the first time. So after finishing uni, I was already as a manager in a hotel. And I met my husband, was about 2003. So we moved to São Paulo, that's the biggest city in Brazil, in South America. And we went there to do a master, we did it, and we lived there for like about 4 years, where we actually got very good jobs. I was working in one of the biggest chains in the world, but I knew that if I want to get the next step, there was something that was missing in my career. That was not just the experience or everything that I had, but was the English. So we said, okay, let's maybe go somewhere to learn English before we have kids. Like in Brazil, if you get there and say, oh, who is Silvia Medina? Everyone knows in the travel industry. And in here we had to start everything again. First 2 years was very hard, mostly because I missed my family. It's hard to make plans when you don't know how it's gonna be your visa, how things are gonna turn out. So I started to walk my way back, got a job again in a hotel. We decided to have our first child. And then that's where it started to change something for me, because I knew my life was going to be here, but I still would want him to get the heritage, like the cultural heritage from Brazil. So I started to think, what are the options that I could do to get him with me or to get my family to be here more often, how I could fix that. And one thing that I used to do in Brazil, and I kind of forgot because I got distracted here in Australia, was like having points or miles to collect that with travel, with credit card, things like that I used to do in Brazil. I knew a lot because of the hotels do it very well. So I started to go very deep on that, studying and looking all the options and working very hard because I want that to happen. So I managed to take my child 5 times to Brazil. With my second child, I managed to bring my mom here with points, using points, to be here when he was born. But I felt that wasn't really enough, and I was still trying to find my way. It was like my purpose in life. What is my contribution to the world? So I decided to write a book about how to travel with kids. But then there was one small thing that I put as a tip as well. There was like how to collect points to travel more. And I was only talking a little bit about points or miles there, but wasn't really going very deep. But every time, even if it was a little piece, I saw there was a lot of people interested in that. Most of the people think that frequent flyer programs is just like if you have a credit card or if you travel a lot, when I actually here in Australia, you can get a lot of points just for normal life or like daily basis, just with your groceries on things that you don't even need a credit card. So I started with 5 people. I told them how they should do it. Now I have over 1,000 of students that enrolled to my course, and they are very into it, and I cannot even count how many people already have been to Brazil, going like in an international trip, using the miles that they get it just in daily basis without getting any extra things or anything else, and they are able to go back and see their families again. Australia is a country of immigrants, right? And that's what I want people to experience. I wish I could open everyone's head and put it there. It's so funny because sometimes we think that being a missionary, it's just going where people need food or water or these kind of needs, right? The physical need. But we need connections. We need to be with our family. Because not just that, now I can help my mom back there. She still doesn't have like a proper house for her. like her own house, I'm still gonna buy it. I told her I'm gonna buy her house. That's why it always makes me feel I'm gonna go further. It's the way that I can make Australia closer to Brazil, because it's very far. So it changed a lot, not just my life, but a lot of people.